And you just use the momentum, the enjoyment, the pleasure you get from it to roll you into the next workout.
I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good way to focus on it, right? Like, I think when you start relating your success to how I felt after a session, and I think when you start adding that in and day out, I think great things can start happening. When you start looking at training as, wow, this makes me feel good. Eating makes me feel good. Or like, oh, training's hard. Or, oh, eating, I don't like that food. It's like when you start consuming food that's delicious and that's making you feel better, and you start training and you start leaving a session going, I'm in a much better place than I was an hour ago. When you start looking at that as your focus, things start happening a lot easier.
And do you think, like, is there sort of set golden rules that you would have, like principles? Because when I was deadlifting and powerlifting, that they said it was progressive overload. Then
Yeah, I
people
love it.
would say, they would come into, they would get too into it, so it'd be German
Volume
strength
training.
testing, and then it'd be fartlek, instead of walking. And how deep into this do we need to go? Do we need to get a coach to kind of guide us through this? Because they always say like the last person to see the change is yourself. Other people notice it before you do.
Yeah, again, this is coming down to it being individualistic and what's that trigger. And think about it. I mean, you can go through life never stepping foot in the gym, right? Like if someone was to wake up every day and or 3 days a week and go, move around their lawn or plant or farm or do activities, break a sweat, and they're sitting there eating healthy and they're keeping stress levels low, like they're
Yeah.
probably going to live. They're probably going to outlive most, right? Like that's a pretty good recipe right there. Um, but I also know that we can't show up there every day hating what we're doing. And if someone's coming to me and they're like, God, I just hate the gym, absolutely hate it. Like, well, what do you hate about it? I hate machines. I hate being around people. I was like, well, is that really it? Like, yeah. Like, well, what if we tried something at home? What if we tried something that didn't involve any weights? Right? Or if it's just body weight, like, is that the best thing for them? Like, is that statistically the best thing for fat burning? Or is it like, I get such a kick out of this whole high intensity training, push over the last high intensity training, is the best for fat burning. And I'm like, nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Like so what are you saying now? Like I have to give everyone high intensity training? Like not everyone's earned the right to train with that level of intensity, right? And maybe what if you come in and absolutely hate it? Are you going to discourage someone where, well, I absolutely hate high intensity training, and every time I do it, I feel sick, I get headaches, I throw up, and I hate it. So, oh, it's not the best thing for me, so I'm just not going to do it. Are you really going to tell them that? Like, is that coaching? Like, no, like bodybuilders. I know so many bodybuilders that don't they're not doing high intensity interval training.